Go.
Hello, this is Ravis Key looking at a quick and dirty factor label unit. We're just going to go through a couple examples, and I'll start off with giving you some notes. So to do the factor label, it's just a system. Some people call it dimensional analysis, but I'm going to give you just a quick 4 rules that I use. Number 1, go with what you're given. This is whatever number they're given to you in the problem. That's going to be my first step. Then I'm going to use conversion factors. Conversion factors are nothing more than like 12 eggs or in a dozen. So there's 12 inches in a foot. Those are very simple conversion factors, and we'll give some examples in just a minute. Cancel the units. This is the power of factor label. Now when you cancel those units out, that you truly know you're getting the right answer at the end, as long as you do the last step correctly, which is the math. Just do the math. I call it plug and chug, using your calculator, getting it done. So let's go ahead and jump right into a problem. I'm going to slide over here, and let's convert exactly 2.0 years into seconds. So go with what you're given, 2 years, and I'm going to draw a long line. I stop and ask myself, what do I know about a year? There's 365.25 if you want to be exact. So where do I put years and where do I put days? You have to cancel out years. So it has to go on the bottom to get rid of it. So I know that in 1 year, there's 365.25 days. Okay, my units will cancel. Now I'm at days. Am I done? I'm going to seconds. I'm not there yet. What do I know about a day? There's 24 hours. 1 day is 24 hours. Everything would cancel. So what about hours? I know that in 1 hour, there's 60 minutes. And I'm going to keep going that in 1 minute, there's 60 seconds. Okay, how do you know you're right? This is the part I really enjoy. Canceling those units. Years are gone, days are gone, hours are gone, minutes are gone. You're left with seconds. I like to reread my problem. I'm looking for seconds. I went from years to seconds. Now, the last step, do the math. So I'm going to grab the handy dandy calculator, and when you type all that in, you get this long number, 63115,200 seconds. Now, if we use something called scientific notation, we move the decimal 7 places. And if you learn something called sig figs, we would have 2 sig figs. So 6.3 times 10 to the 7th seconds would be my final answer. That was pretty easy. And the other thing we didn't have is we had no numbers on the bottom to divide by. Here, we just multiplied across the whole top. Let's try one a little bit harder that has something we have to divide by on the bottom. So I'm going to slide the board over. There we go. Let's try it harder. We're going to convert a marathon, 26.2 miles, into kilometers. We know 1 mile, we're given all these factor labels. Sometimes in the question, you're given some conversion factors. This one has a whole bunch of conversion factors. So it makes it real easy to set up. So let's go ahead and do the first step. Go with what you're given. 26.2 miles. There's your start. My students always know it's a long problem when I draw a long line. So here we go. We got a long line. We're at miles. What has to go on the bottom? Miles. What do you see up here in the conversion units about miles? 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Sometimes students get confused. Where does the word mile go? Has to go on the bottom. So 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So, you know miles will cancel. What about feet? Hopefully you know that in 1 foot, you have 12 inches. Okay, keep moving. What do I know about an inch to centimeters? I know that there is 1 inch for every 2.54 centimeters. Now, what do I know about centimeters to meters? Now, chemistry won't be given these information. You'll have to know centimeters and kilometers. But for now, I went ahead and gave you 100 centimeters is in 1 meter. I remind kids to think of cents, like pennies. I mean, pennies are in $1, 100. Lastly, we know that there's 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer or kilometer. So again, for the first time in forever, we got to multiply across the top and divide by the bottom. So I know math teachers don't like this, but I like to do each step individually. This times this times this times this, divided by 100, divided by 1,000. I prefer that over the parentheses because a lot of kids forget their parentheses. Sorry about that, math teachers. But when you type all this in, you get 42.1648. And I don't like that. I like a shorter answer. I see 3 sig figs, so I'm going to round to 42.2 kilometers for my final answer. Okay, we're going to have some few example problems for you to work in your packet. I hope that helped. And there's another link or video we'll have below this one. So if you need any extra help, try that one as well. Coach Key signing off.